Hello, this tutorial is to show you how to use the content editor in your new system. You can either access this by doing a new post or a new page, and you'll have the similar editor. So basically we have here our little control panel, and down here is the content area. First thing, if you'd like, you can come down here at the corner and move your mouse over the corner and drag this down to make it longer. Kind of nice if you're doing a lengthy article, but not necessary. And then you check out here and you have all your options. So first you would enter some text about your article and always spell check. And then you can come up here, you have some normal editing, font editing tools that you might be familiar with if you've used Word or any other software before. So bold, italicized, strike through, underline, etc. Alignment options, linking, which we'll get to in a moment. You can split the article into read more. Generally you won't be using this. Spell check, always good to do. You may or may not have some shortcut buttons here. If you have a shopping cart or some other systems have drop down here for some shortcodes you can insert that do different functions. Your font size, you can the font will default to the default size for your website, but if you want to adjust it, you can highlight your text and select the size you'd like, and it'll change it here. You can select a different format. Generally, your website will have preset heading formats and paragraph formats, so you can select that if you'd like to make this a heading. It's ideal to have some headings for search engine optimization, so you might have a main heading and then subheadings that would be heading 2, 3, and 4, such as part 1 of my article, and I might make that heading 2, and then part 2 content, so this would be all the information, and then I might have a part 2 that's another part of my article, and I can make that heading 2. So just kind of a way to organize and make it easier to read and move through. So part 2 of my article content. So that'd be part 1 there. So just an example of a layout for you. Not required, but good to do. This button right here, paste to Word, is very useful whenever you want to copy and paste in content from a Word document, another website, or an email. I would copy it and then do Control V or paste it in right here. What this does is removes any funky formatting that might be transferred over and not work so well on your new website. So pasting in the text right here, document, and then inserting it will clean it up and remove any formatting that doesn't quite transfer well. So here's an example. We'll go to a news site. We'll go to google.com. Alright, try another site. There we go. And I'm just going to copy some stuff here. And then I want to paste it in. Control V. And it'll insert it. The stuff we copied was pretty clean, so it didn't do too much, but you can see it pasted in here nicely. So we'll just leave that there for now for our example. So very handy to use. Remove formatting. If you have some stuff that has formatting that you don't like, you can do that. Remove formatting, and it'll remove any extra formatting. It might vary. Usually if you have say centered, different colors, that should remove it. There we go. There, it kind of centered it back to a default setting. Subscript, insert media, you're going to be using this up here, which we'll talk about in a minute. Undo, horizontal line, this is very handy, inserts a nice divider line. Font family, you can pick different fonts. Again, the website will default to your default font, but you can always change this particular text to something else if you'd like it to. And then these are settings here to insert tables, rows, columns, change the properties, delete. And then here and here is HTML. This shows you the code, which unless you're familiar with HTML, I suggest not going there. So those are your basics for using the font editor. Go ahead and clear this up. And so the last thing here is the insert media button right up here. So this is where you would put in pictures or MP3s if you have that system set up. So it brings up the editor. So you can either select files and browse your computer, or you can simply drag and drop something in from your desktop, from a folder on your computer. I'm going to grab this little YouTube icon and I want to drag that in there. So there it is. And then let's see, let me bring this into the screen so you can better see it. So basically you have here the name, the title, so say YouTube. Alternate text, this is good, this is kind of behind the scenes, but it's for search engine optimization, so I would say YouTube. Icon, image, could be meditation, you can throw in keywords there. Healing, chakras, whatever you'd like. Caption, this is if you want some little text to appear underneath the image, and a description. Now down here, the link URL, there's a few options here. This is the link that a visitor will go to if they click on the image in your article. So right now it's defaulted, so if they click on the image it'll take them to a full-size version of the image, which you can leave if you'd like. Generally I would do none, or if you wanted to go to a URL of an outside website, you can simply type that in here, say youtube.com. And then your alignment, you can do left, center, right. This will format the text around it. And then you can pick size. It'll default give you a few default sizes. Now, most websites are only going to be about 700 pixels wide. So if you do something that large, it will take up the full content area. But you can shrink it down from there. Always want to shrink down and not up. So if I picked thumbnail, but I wanted it actually bigger than this, and I try to resize it later, it will get blurry. So I'm going to go ahead and do the full size on this one because it's kind of small. And insert into post. And there it is. So now I can shrink it down. And dragging the corners will keep it nice and proportional. If I do the bottom or top, it'll get squished. So I'm going to undo. And went back too far. Let me put that back in there. So this brings me to another point here, is your media library, which shows you everything you've already uploaded. And I'm going to do YouTube and insert that back in there. Okay, there it is. So if I stretch it out bigger, it starts to get a little bit blurry. So it just varies on the image quality. So I'll take that to about there. Now clicking on it also brings up this little here button to edit image, which gives you a few more options as far as how it will be displayed. Again, you can change the text and stuff if you need to in the link. I'm going to do none. Advanced settings. This allows you to change right here if you want a border around it. So usually 1 or 2 pixels. So I'm just going to do a 2 pixel border. And then this is how much space around it, between it and the text. Usually 5 to 10 is good. I'm going to do 10. And it shows you up here, see it's got a nice extra clean area around it. And then hit update. And there it is. And then simply can click enter and then you'll be brought up the line here. And you can type the rest of your text. And the text will follow in line and then go drop down underneath the image. And the other thing I'd like to show you is if you have the optional MP3 audio system, you can click on that. You can drag an MP3 right in here like you did with a picture. I actually have one uploaded. I'm going to click on my library, and here's the one I have uploaded, Baraka Lood MP3. Again, you can do a caption and description. Now the system will default to a link, so if somebody, they'll see the title and they'll click it and it'll take them to a link to that file. But what we generally want to do is hit audio player, and then I'll actually put in a little player right there on the page. So audio player changes the code here, and then insert into post. And there you see we have the code. So I'm going to do a preview just to show you guys. And it'll pop up here. There's the picture with the border, a little bit of space around it. And here comes the MP3 player. And there you can hear the music playing. So that's it for working with the content editor, and remember to publish or save when you're done.